Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be composing a short harmonic progression and writing a melody to it. We're going to take a more modern approach and kind of pick our chords at random. In the past, in the classical era of people such as Mozart and Haydn, there was a specific chord progression that composers followed, and there was a lot of rules about how chords could move to each other. But that's beyond the scope of this class, and so we're gonna do a simpler approach, which also I think is more relevant to what we might like to compose nowadays. So we're gonna choose a 4-chord progression using the chords here in the C major scale. So the chords that we have available are C major, and we have a capital I here as a Roman numeral analysis because it's a major chord that's capital. Here we have D minor, and it's the 2 chord, and it's a minor chord, so these are lowercase 2. The E minor is the 3 minor chord. F is the 4 major chord. G major is the 5 major chord. And A minor is the 6 minor chord. B minor diminished is the 7 diminished chord, and it's diminished with this little circle here shows you that it's diminished. It's diminished because between B and F there is a flatted fifth, so it's a diminished fifth. And then we get back to our 1 chord, which is C major. When we're writing our melodies, if we want it to sound harmonious and consonant, we use notes that are in the chord. So for example, C, E, and G in our C chord, or D, F, and A in our D minor chord. So if I play these, you'll see that it sounds harmonious and consonant. Right? If we want a dissonant sound, we would play things that are not in the chord. So if I just put those all up one like this, for example, let's do it like that. It's gonna sound tense and dissonant. Let's see if that's how that sounds. Right? It didn't sound quite harmonious. So, but we can play with that. We can create tension and interest in our music by varying the consonants and dissonance in our composition. So first of all, we need our chord progression. So I'm going to choose 4 chords kind of at random, and I'm going to write it in here. So I'm going to start with C major, and I'm going to choose a whole note for that. Make sure I have notes composition here selected, and we're going to put C, E, and G. It's our C major chord. And then I'm going to choose E minor. And then how about our 6 minor chord, A minor. And then finally I'll finish the chord progression with F major. And then we're going to repeat this whole chord progression for our little mini song here. So I'm going to select all of that, and what I did is I clicked over here and pressed Shift to over here and select it all, and I'm going to copy it by right clicking and pressing copy, and then I'm going to go here and right click again and go paste, and then have the exact same thing so I don't have to type it all out again. So we want to start with a note that's in our chord. So we can have C, E, or G. I'm going to start with G. And then, let's see, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to land on a chord tone on the 1st and the 3rd beats of a measure, on the strung beats. And then the in-between notes are going to be non-chord tones to kind of create our melody. So I started with G here, and then let's say we want to go to C, that's our next chord tone, so why don't we use some 8th notes and step up to it like this. So we have G, A, B, C. And then where do we want to go? We want to go to E minor, right? What kind of chord tones could we use? So we could use E, G, and B. How about let's go to G again. So this will be our goal. So how do we get there from here? Why don't we just go step down like this. B, A, and then go to G like this. That's what I wanted to do. And I kind of have a motif here. We have quarter, eighth, eighth quarter, eighth, eighth quarter. And maybe I'll keep using that for a little bit. So I have G here, and then maybe I want to go to E over here because that's another chord tone. But then I want to get to it somehow. So maybe I'll do like this F, and then maybe I'll go down so I can go back up to E like that. Alright, and then I'm going to think a little bit ahead. Where do I want to go here for the A minor chord? How about just a A and use a half note for that, like this. So let's see, how do I want to get there? How about just go up, F, G, A. Good. And I think for this, since I had a half note here, it'd be kind of boring if I went right back to another consonant sound, so I'm going to put something dissonant or something that's not in the chord on this beat. So how about B? That's not in our A minor chord. And then what do I want to get to? I want to maybe get to an F note over here, since that's in our F chord. So how am I going to get there? Why don't I just step down like I have been doing before, and then it kind of creates a theme. Let's see how that sounds. So I'm going to click over here and then press play. Not bad, I kind of like it. Alright, let's keep going. So where do I want to go from here? So how about I choose A again as the chord tone, because that's in our F major chord. And then let's do something a little different here. How about let's jump. So let's go, how about actually let's go F, and then C, and then B, G, A, like that. So we're kind of doing a big jump and then kind of making our way back to the chord tone here. And then where do we want to end up? Before we were at G, we could do the same thing. We could, and then it would kind of create continuity with the top part here. But how do we want to get there? How about A, and then let's see, how about B, A, and then down to G. Okay, let's see if we like that. I'm going to play it from here. Not bad. Okay, so now I gotta think about, do I want to do something different than this? Kind of, yes, but I want to also keep some things the same. So what do I want to change? What do I want to keep the same? Maybe I'll keep kind of the rhythm sort of the same, but I'll change the direction of the notes. So here we went up, so why don't I go down? So we have G, let's go down to E this time. And over here, let's do something like this. Kind of a skipping, so going from either side, above it and below it, and then land on the note that we want to get to. And then, so here we went down, so maybe I'll go up this time. So we're at the E minor chord. Let's go all the way up to B this time. So we have to get there. We're gonna try with eighth notes because we want to keep the same rhythm. How about, let's do this, G, A, B, I guess that works. And then this was going down, so let's keep going up and it'll create some excitement here. This is kind of the peak of our composition, so we want to have our highest notes here. That's a good compositional technique. Alright, so where are we going? How about high, like a E, high E like that? because E is in our chord too. And oops, that's not what I want to do. Undo. Okay. And let's do this. That's kind of our theme. And then, so these notes are going up. Why don't we kind of go back down a little bit? So we have F, A, and C here. So what do we want to get to? How about C? And we're going to stick with our rhythm from before and have it as a half note. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Now, let's do this. Kind of keeping with what we've been doing so far. Then why don't we do the same thing and make a dissonant note right there. And let's have, oopsies, let's have that same B. No, wait, never mind. No, let's have a different note. Let's have a different dissonant note. How about D? That's because that's not in the chord. Okay, so D, and then we want to go to an F chord. So how about, let's see, how about this C? And then how do we get there? So we have D. How about let's do this little funky thing. Go up and then down and land on there. And then how about over here? We want to land on something in the F chord. How about A? And then let's do something to get there. Let's see, how about da 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 da, something like that. That'll be fine. Let's see if we like this so far. Not bad. You know, I think I want to change this note just down like that, and let's see how that sounds. I like that better. Let's see how it sounds from the beginning. Okay, and I think using all the same rhythms got a little bit boring. I'm gonna change some things here. One thing I heard is I think I want that to be a long note, and then here I want there to be something different. So I'm just gonna add some different notes, and then maybe this one, maybe I'll do something like that. Let's see how that sounds. Cool. How about something faster? Let's put in a little 16th note thing here. How's that sound? Let's see. Cool, but now I did that once, I have to do it again somewhere. So how about over here? Let's see how that sounds. And then this feels somewhat unfinished to me here. So I'm going to add one last chord here, which is our starting chord and the 1 chord. And then like that. Let's listen to our whole song now. Not bad. So it doesn't matter if it's not the best thing in the world. This is just an exercise. I don't know if I would keep this if I wanted to really make something, but it's fun to do, and it's a good exercise to find chord tones and make melodies and pick chord progressions. So I hope you all have fun with your composition, and I look forward to listening to them. Aloha.